Welcome back to ITD 212 Interactive Web Page Design. I'm your instructor, Mr. Smith. This week we're going to be moving on. You learned about making a basic Muse site last week and uploading the assets. We're going to start learning about making those assets that go in those folders, and we're going to use Adobe Illustrator to do it. So what I want you to do is just find Adobe Illustrator's online learning page, and I'll link that, of course, on Blackboard, and take a look at this stuff. You've got a basic overview here. You'll probably want to watch that. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes. Tell you about the capabilities of Illustrator. And then you've got some basic tutorials here. Probably your most interesting of these would be how to set up a new document, because that's always going to be basically the first thing you do when you create something, right? But what I want you to do specifically, and I'll link these videos, is I want you to do the tutorial on creating a logo using Adobe Illustrator. I'll leave you a link to the Adobe Illustrator cheat sheet and files that is available with the blue buttons at the top of this page I'm scrolling through now. You see that these are all created by Adobe certified instructors. This is why we don't use a textbook, folks, because Adobe, when you get your Creative Cloud membership, gives you access to fantastic resources, and we're going to use those in class. Now, once you open up Illustrator, I want to kind of show you the kind of work that I ended up with and what you'll be creating. So I'm going to open these files back up by using Open Recent, because I was just working on these. And here you see basically an example of what I'm going to want you to turn into me. You're going to follow along with the logo tutorial, and that'll show you how to make this specifically. But if you make variations along the way to the files, or rather the different images that you create, making the logo, your logo can come out individualized. You see, I changed the text to refer to me. I changed different assets. So now I'm going to isolate and show you this polygon that I created. First is the orange polygon that they show you how to create in the tutorial video. And here we are. I'm just going to make everything else disappear so you can see, okay, there's that shape. Well, I chose, instead of making that shape, I'm going to make this purple star that you see in the middle of my logo. And I've made it a completely different shape by creating a polygon that was a star, and I added points to the star. And then the colorization of it is a gradient. In the original tutorial, they'll show you how to color the polygon as a gradient of orange. But I decided to use a different color scheme, and I used a gradient of 2 purples. And so, of course, there's an obvious difference between the coloration and the shape of these 2 polygons that factor into the logo that I made for myself. So that's what I'm going to want you to do. I want you to follow along, and probably I would do just like I do here. I would have 2 separate files open at the same time, and I would follow along with Paul Tranny's designer logo tutorial. And at the same time, on a second document, I would be using the same assets and just changing them up a bit to make my own logo. And that's what I want you to do. And once you finish, I'd like you to upload that for me as both just the Adobe Illustrator file that you've created, and we'll use our standard naming convention for class. I want you to make sure it's ITD 212 underscore your last name. So send me the Illustrator file done that way. And then I also want you to export it as a png, and you'll go File and Export to export your logo as a PNG file. And I'd like you to upload both that Illustrator and PNG file of your logo for me. And you'll just upload that right in the Blackboard assignment space. So take care of those things, and you will have full credit for this assignment, and I'll see you next time.